Hey guys, back with another Maplestory video here. This time, another Lotus run. This was, we had another run on Tuesday, but it wasn't as smooth as this one. We were testing out some new people, but this one was our run on 9/8, so Thursday, and it was our best run by far. So, kind of take you through what we were thinking right here. Our team comp had two shades, a Kaiser, Ice Lightning Mage, Nightwalker, DB, Pally, two bishops. So we had a good mixture of AoE for bombs, and we had a good mixture of the shades and the single target with Nightwalkers and DBs. So right off the bat, we started on the right side, moving left, and one of the things we tried to focus on was holding our benedictions for kind of our oh shit moments where we get in trouble. So we held on to it, kind of letting our burst damage take over. We ended up taking a few deaths right there. Unfortunate, and noticed kind of where the bombs are getting aggroed over there to our Ice Lightning Mage and our Nightwalker. But we usually rezzed, not a problem. And kind of the first minute in, we're chunking them down pretty good. So after this, we were able to see our DPM chart for once, and it kind of reflected that our first minute, we're obviously bursting them down really hard. Our second minute is pretty consistent as well. We popped Benediction right here. This is our first run. We kind of talked about using it at that kind of 1:15, 1 minute mark, just because we have two available, just to get more uptime and DPS. And it's kind of showing right here, 90 seconds in, we're getting much farther than we've ever done, and we're doing much better with lasers as well. So we're really pleased with this so far. And I think that the two shades really helped a lot, but it's also just a combination of having the Kaiser and the Ice Lightning Mage on top of the two shades, just being able to kind of cleave the bombs on our own. So 2 minutes in, this is as smooth as it's gotten so far. We talked about also if we single res, we die, and there's no pally res, then we don't really want to wait for the timer to go down to, wait for maybe someone else to die, or maybe wait for a bishop res, because sometimes we get caught where we end up double dying. We wait till the res timer to go down to the last second, and the laser's right on top of us on the portal or bombs or something. And we really need those kind of 15 to 20 seconds of uptime, because when one DPS dies, two DPS dies, the bombs start to overwhelm us very quickly. And so that's kind of what happens here as the lasers start to pick up 2.5 minutes in. More deaths are coming in just naturally, right? So when deaths start to come in, bombs start to overwhelm us. We actually have Benediction up right here, which is the only reason why the bombs aren't kind of killing us and wiping us. But you see, we still took a lot of deaths right there. And it's going to fall apart kind of in this 2 to 3 minute time range, kind of that 7 minute mark. We didn't do as much damage, obviously. A lot of our cooldowns are down. You see Divine Echoes back up. So that's where most of people's, V1 skills are going to be back up. We staggered our Kaiser V1 skill a little bit just to test it out, to see kind of he used it at that 1 minute mark. And it did help, I think, overall, dealing with bombs. But again, sort of we fell apart, but this point right here is the farthest we've ever gotten. So we're really happy with this. We've gotten a lot better with lasers. I mean, deaths are inevitable. And I think what we're starting to find out is that once the laser starts to pick up, that it's pretty much a race to the clock, right? People are going to die. The bombs are going to kill us at points. The lasers are going to kill us. So we have to DPS it down faster. We just can't be in this fast the last 50% for 3+ minutes, 4+ minutes. We're just not going to survive. So here's kind of DPM charts of that first run. Much better. We were very proud of that one. But this run is actually even better. Now in this run, again, we started at that right side, moving left. You can't hear voice chat, but in voice chat, we're communicating our splits. We're communicating our DPS. We're communicating maybe when to dispel. One of the things we talked about was whether our bishops, their DPS is valuable or not, or if they should just go full support. And I think when we looked at the DPM charts at the end, the first minute, maybe even minute and a half, 2 minutes, their single target is huge. They can pull out 20, 30 build DPM per minute. So that adds up, right? That's kind of why our first minute is really good. And so I think it's crucial and valuable that they do DPS, since the lasers are slower, bombs are getting cleared much easier. And another thing that we talked about, not in this run, but in future ones that we learned, was that the Phantom is a great gatekeeper. Kind of he's up there, the top left, sup buddy, killing the bombs. But in the DPM charts, he actually wasn't doing a lot to the bombs. So it kind of was more valuable for him to just focus on DPS. The Paladin focused on DPS as well, because my DPM was barely any bombs. It was all boss damage. So in theory, it was great for the bombs, but with our current team comp, we just let the mages, the Kaisers, the Shades kind of do their own thing, and they kill it on their own. So here we pop Benediction kind of at that 1 minute mark. We talked about it later, about how we wish we held it because we weren't really in trouble. So we wanted to use Benediction a little bit later, but it's totally fine. I'd rather use it than not use it at all. So here we kind of, same thing, right? Kind of 1.5, almost 2 minute mark. We're going to get it down to about 50% here. I pop my Righteous Hammers kind of just to give us a little bit of boost to the bombs. Totally fine. And then here, again, that 2 minute mark is where things are going to start falling apart for us. You see the lasers picking up a little bit, right? And one of the things that we talked about is actually using our Benediction then before we res them, because when 2 people DPS die, those are usually our big DPS clearing bombs. So we get overwhelmed by bombs very quickly, right? So if we use Benediction, it at least allows for a safer kind of res and safer situation where we don't kind of just get mass chain deaths from bombs and things like that. So that's something we're going to try next time with Benediction and res, saving it for those opportunities. And one of the things that we wanted from our bishops as well was just to be more proactive. I think I was trying to call it out, and a lot of the times it was too late, right? And we told our bishops, if they feel like they personally are going to get hit by bombs, just pop Benediction. Well, one of them, right? We have an order, a sequence to it, but one of them, just pop it, because we'd rather have them use it, save us, right? Versus them getting disoriented, stunned, and then not being able to dispel, and then dying, and then having to re-res or wait for the laser, the spawn point to be back, and then having to res everyone Benediction. It just takes up too much time. And we notice in our DPM charts, the drop-off is huge. The first minute and a half even is very smooth, right, as you can see. And then after that certain point, people are doing no DPS, right? They're sitting in res timer for for long periods of time every time they die. And we just can't have that happen, especially when the lasers start to pick up. We have to kill it before it kills us and overwhelms us. So I think in the future, what we're going to do is save our Benedictions for kind of that 2 minute mark, that point where a lot of our cooldowns are down. And it's just so we have in just that leeway, that 2 to 3 minute mark before our cooldowns come back up, and we can clear bombs smoother. And it just allows for us, when the lasers start to pick up, we have one thing less to worry about. We can focus on just the lasers, not worry about the bombs for, a minute and a half, and then we can just DPS it down when we need to. But overall, we were very proud of this run. We got it past those letters. This is our best run by far. We're excited. We've only done probably like less than 15 total runs together. So we're really pleased with the progress. And we're excited that we feel that we can get through phase 1 next week, if not tomorrow. So stay tuned. Excited to share with you guys. And we'll see you next time.